Well, hello, welcome to another video. I'm covering my mouth because my mouth is rank. You want to see? Yeah. This doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the dentist, particularly this time, although there was work done several years ago on this tooth at the front that's come out several times, maybe 4 times. But I think front tooth are particularly problematic. Anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent. This is about dentists. Went to the dentist about 7 times last year, mainly due to my own problems, to be honest. Due to my own actions, because I like eating fucking chocolate and sweets and tea and all sorts of shit that's probably really bad for your mouth. Um, even tea, if you think about it, like yellowing tea tends to do that quite a lot. Anyway, yeah, so I was going for a root canal. Didn't know whether to do it or not. Dentist was like, well, we can either take it out or root canal. In 2 parts. First part, done and dusted, went okay. Second part, the other day, 2 hours, they booked me in for. Quite traumatic. Stick this thing around your mouth, which feels like a blue paper bag, like a plastic bag that's blue. They stick it in your mouth and you can't breathe properly, so you've got to breathe through your nose. So there's that, but that was bad enough, but at least I didn't have to pay for it because it was on the NHS and I was covered. But if I wasn't, it would have been a couple of £100 probably. And it didn't work. And the guys are like, sorry, couldn't see through your canal properly, or I could see one of your canals, but the other ones were too small. Couldn't see through it, so I can't help you. I could recommend a specialist, which is what he did before, to be honest. And I was like, nah, you just do it. Because I thought he'd be able to do it. 80% success rate. Obviously, I was part of the 20%. Anyway, so I can refer you to a specialist. They have better tools. They do this stuff all day long. Private referral. Might last you 10 years. So £600. £600. So last me 10 years. Probably won't, because I've heard people, I've heard them breaking after a couple of years. But if it lasts me 10 years, that's £60 a year. That's still a lot of money. And that's if it works. If he can't get it working, what's the chances of the other guy getting it working? Better, but still not 100%. If 80% doesn't work, what we're going to do, increase it to 90, 95%. So then that's like a 10 or 5% chance it won't work. Do I get my £600 back? No. Unless they cause me injury, and then I might have a chance at compensation. But if they don't cause me injury and it just doesn't work, I don't get that money back. And then I'm in pain as well, probably. And even if it does work, it's £600, and then I've got to get it done again in 10 years' time. And probably in 10 years' time, it's going to be harder or less likely to work by the sounds of it. And then if it does work, again, probably won't last 10 years. And I'll be stuck in this cycle of paying for things that don't work. So yeah, extraction, which has its own problems, is going to be the way forward with that. But then I'm like, okay, so what options have I got to fill the hole? Now, not really feasible to fill the hole. By the way, you do know I'm not talking about the front tooth. This is a separate tooth. I got a lot of problems with my mouth at the moment. I've got another 2 fillings that need doing on top of this extraction and this, and another filling to replace the gap that I've got that I'm covering here. So a lot of problems dentally. Anyway, back to it. So I'm like, so I get a gap here, yeah, to the left somewhere. It's going to be. I look like a pirate gypsy king. See previous video. Anyway, so I'm going to have a gap. So I'm like, what's the options with the gap? Well, there's nothing on the NHS that I can offer, he said, because, they're not comfortable that it will work, or, it might cause other problems with adjacent teeth, etc. That's another thing. If you do nothing, you might get a lot of pain, like I was in a lot of pain, or worse, it might spread to other gums, the problem, other teeth, and then you might have to lose them or have them out. It's a complete nightmare. Anyway, so what's the options with the gap? And he's like, oh, well, you could have a implant, which is, I can't remember what he said, plastic or something like that. It's got screws in it and all sorts of shit. And I'm like, okay, how long's that going to last? Well, he's like, well, they used to think that they'd like last forever, potentially, but now that they're maybe like 20 years. Okay, so I'd have to get that replaced, probably 20 years or earlier. So, okay, so what's the cost of that? Well, you'd have to go private again. Okay, private, how much? 2,000 to 3,000 pounds. 2,000 to 3,000 pounds for one tooth in the UK. So God knows how much it would cost in the US or somewhere like that. So that's not happening because I'm not that rich. Yeah, so extraction and a gap. So eventually my mouth is just going to look terrible. I was a kid, like I was quite late into my life as a kid, maybe like teenager or something, before I realized that my dad has no teeth. He uses false teeth and has done for many years. Had all his teeth knocked out at one point because, he never used to clean his teeth. His mother never used to encourage him to clean his teeth, my nana, because a lot of people didn't back then. And he used to eat sweets and stuff. I think he used to have a sweet before he went to bed or something like that, and then didn't clean his teeth. Bit of a disaster. Anyway, so yeah, my dad has false teeth, dentures. I only found out when I was a kid because one time I just found them in the bathroom in a glass, and I was like, what the fuck? There's teeth in a glass? Anyway, so that's my future. Maybe I'll end up having to knock all my teeth out. It's weird how this makes my face look when, so here's both my hands. Oh shit, where am I going? Here's both my hands just to prove that, they are here. Because otherwise it's like, ooh, where's his hands? There. There's his hands. Peekaboo. Anyway, I'm trying to spare you the discomfort of seeing my teeth or my gap. because it's horrendous. Right? Yeah. Fuck it. This has been a weird video. Anyway, I'll be back again with something even more irrelevant. Probably like a trailer video at some point for what's coming up on TikTok and YouTube. Anyway, like, subscribe, comment, notification bell, all that crap, and I'll see you later.